In the US, cross-cultural relationships are more common than ever. Today, we'll meet two couples, Nayu and Sean, blending Chinese and American traditions to build a family, and Sandy and Paul, whose love and shared lives with their child and pets create something truly special. These are stories of challenges, growth, and the joy of life together.
Well, usually you only have three weddings after two divorces, but I was lucky enough to have three weddings with one marriage.
So it's just that we have one like officially with only his parents and two of our friends as like witnesses so that they can approve our marriage. And the another one we had it in China from mostly from my parents and my friends in China, which is a bigger one, a fancier one, and some partially he loves it and partially he hates it.
Honestly, the Chinese one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember a whole lot of it.
You don't?
Well, no, as per the Chinese tradition of making the groom take shots of rice wine until he can barely stand.
I also like the other two. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the facial one because we're basically in front of the court, and the judge calling my name like a few times wrong.
Four.
But behind the celebration was the reality of starting a new life thousands of miles from home.
It's pretty hard the first year because my English is pretty bad. Don't have any friends yet, and my parents they were always worried about me, and it's hard time like explaining to them that I'm safe. It's fine. There's no gun shooting in Syracuse. There's some of like changes that I have to face, but later on I get used to it. And sometimes I still miss home, but I also talk to my parents more often. I feel better with it. Mm, I was thinking to have my parents here so that we can always, talk and maybe like go somewhere for fun or vacation. But yeah, I will miss them a lot. But they definitely feel much better after I marry with him because they think he can always protect me whenever I'm here. Like they feel I'm much safer than before. Yeah.
In their everyday life, Nayu and Sean often found themselves navigating the little cultural differences that keep things interesting.
It's just only about like communication with English that I hate. It just sometimes when we fight or trying to clarify something, when I speak English, sometimes he got confused, like because I'm not like a native speaker, and I would have to spend a lot of time to explaining a simple thing, that if I can explain in Chinese real quick.
She's always making me take pictures, and I have to take them at the perfect angle. They have to have the perfect lighting. And I'm not a professional photographer. I've never studied photography a day in my life, but that's what she expects of me.
Yeah, it's normal. It's just I think it's just the cultural difference between Asian versus like Western people because you guys don't care about how you look. Like you just take picture this way, like down. Like my leg is so short, like this short.
You are
but
short.
My leg is long.
You're like 5'4". You want me to make you look like you're
but
like
you
six
make
foot
me
two?
look like 3.
Nayu and Sean's life is all sweet and cozy. Though, of course, a little cultural clash now and then makes for some playful banter too.
I feel like sometimes he's. I mean, in the past, I feel like it's a kind of a journey that we're trying to get more used to each other. So I think first of all, like when we're starting to get together, there's sometimes I would saying like you're stubborn, but I also get stubborn sometimes.
What the hell is stubborn?
Stubborn.
Stubborn?
Stubborn.
Stubborn?
Tell me how you pronounce it.
Stubborn.
Stubborn.
Well, Nayu and Sean keep things pretty carefree. Life at Sandy and Paul's place gets a bit trickier. They've got an adorable biracial baby in the mix. So the big question is, how do you help a little one grow up feeling at home in two completely different cultures?
We do have a lot of bilingual books. I kind of try to speak Chinese to him sometimes when I can. I'm not very good at it because we don't speak Chinese at home, so it kind of feels awkward. I do speak Chinese with my parents. They video chat with him, and that's all Chinese when they talk to him.
I felt like he really started to learn it, and they introduced a lot of the Chinese cultural aspects into his life.
And then holiday-wise, once he's old enough to understand, we're gonna celebrate both holidays. So all the Chinese holidays and American holidays. And for school, like we're trying to look for a school that teach some Chinese when he's in school, because I can't really count on myself teaching him everything. So I was hoping to have that language background for him. I think there's a natural like diversity in our area, in our life too. Oh, you agree? Yeah, that's right. So like we in school, in the whole being in the university area, being on campus, there's already a lot of different cultures. I bring him to work events sometimes, so he get to see all that, meeting different people. We have friends that are from different cultures. And through food, I want him to be adventurous eaters, just appreciate all different kind of food too.
Yeah, I think it really helps that we have friends with children from a bunch of different aspects of society. So we have Chinese friends with children, we have Black friends with children, we have doctor friends with children, and dentist
Jewish
friends with children, and
yeah.
So it kind of exposes him to a bunch of different people and cultures just through his friend groups, and friend groups can be very impactful on children.
This multicultural family also has pets of all kinds and breeds, giving their little one the chance to grow up in a truly diverse environment.
I think it's good. It teaches him kind of the responsibility of taking care of animals, and there's a certain way to act around certain animals, and he learns that early on. And so he knows not to, well, he should know not to get in the dog faces. And I think it's good for him to be exposed to that early on.
So, love isn't about where you come from, it's about the life you build together.